Welcome to Encounter, where we celebrate putting faith into action and community leaders who live out compassion, grace, and love. We're a program of the Broome County Council of Churches that addresses food insecurity through CHOW and the Greater Good Grocery, provides hospital and jail ministry, builds wheelchair ramps, and assists neighbors with transportation and shopping services through Faith in Action volunteers. We invite you to the conversation. Encounter your neighbors as we learn to walk together in love and kindness.
Friends, welcome to the Encounter program sponsored by the Broome County Council of Churches. I'm your host, Mark Kimpland, the senior pastor at the Endwell United Methodist Church. One of the things that keeps me engaged with this program and why I think it's so important and why I love hosting is because we uncover gems. We uncover agencies and services and ministries and nonprofits in this area and highlight the great work that they do. And we have such a group with us here today, this morning. Today we are going to welcome folks from HCA, which stands for Helping Celebrate Abilities. To my immediate right is Lisa Kost, who is the Executive Director. Next to her is Cheryl Gordon, the Residential Director, and Julie Henry, the Education Director. And I welcome all three of you to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Glad you're here. Glad that we could finally make this work. So let's start right here. I'm going to start first with Lisa. And can you kind of give us a background? There are probably listeners and viewers of this show, such as I, that may not know a whole lot about HCA. Can you kind of give us a little bit of the background and the history of the organization?
Sure. First, I just want to thank you again for inviting us here to talk about HCA, Helping Celebrate Abilities, and what we do. Our organization started in 1947 with some parents who needed services for their children. And since that time, we've expanded on that, and we provide services now for children right from birth up through whatever age. We have people right now in their 70s, 80s that we provide services to. So I think sometimes people are surprised to learn that we do serve people over their entire lifespan. And I think another thing that people are often surprised about is how many people we employ in this community. So we probably have about 360 or so employees, and we're always looking for more. So keep that in mind if you're looking for employment.
Yeah. So this kind of originated generically then because the need there were probably not services available way back when.
Right.
And how long ago was that?
1947.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible. So what kind of things, who do you serve then? I mean, is it, if someone's listening to this, all right, and understanding the idea it's helping celebrate abilities, who do you target? Or who are the kinds of people that would want to use your services?
So we provide services for people that have intellectual and developmental disabilities, and we also provide supports to their families. So anybody that has a child or any person that has an intellectual or developmental disability, that is our population that we serve.
Okay. And the kinds of services that you provide then are just an overview? Please.
So we have early intervention services, so that starts right from birth to 3 years old. We have a preschool, and all of our preschool classes are integrated classrooms, so we have both children with special needs and children without special needs. We have universal pre-kindergarten children in our classrooms. And then we also have homes throughout the Broome County area. We have 15 homes. We provide services for people on a 24/7 basis. We have respite services. We do community rehabilitation services. We have employment services, counseling services. So we really have a lot of services available for people to take advantage of.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we also do is we integrate with the community. So we don't, we're not just in our locations. Our people are the community. They're in the community.
Right. Yeah, very, very important. Yeah. And what is your role in this? I just in the whole scope of things and such things. What is your role?
So I'm the executive director at HCA, and I started with the agency about 20 years ago and have grown with the agency.
Yes.
So my role would be working with the programs, making sure that we're being able to provide the services that people need, and that we have the people to be able to provide those services.
Now, I'll just go down with this question and such things. So being the executive director and kind of having oversight of most everything that's going on and such things, how do people support the mission? How is it funded? How do you, with the number of employees and the services that are so diverse, how are things funded through this?
A lot of our services are funded through Medicaid.
Okay.
We also have funding that flows through the county for our education services. So a variety of ways. Often our funding and what we get does not necessarily support what we need to do. So we're always advocating for increases to our funding to actually support what we do.
Okay, maybe we can talk about that a little bit later here in the show and
Okay.
such things. So I think that would be, very important. There's so many nonprofits and ministries and services that are lacking the funds that they need to do the job they need to do. So
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough work.
Yes.
You're entrusted with people's lives, with care for them, and we need to be able to adequately recruit and keep these employees that provide such vital supports to people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to have the funds available to do that is always tricky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like to turn my attention now to Cheryl, who is the residential director and such things. Can you say a little bit of the overview of your responsibilities being the residential director?
So I provide the support to our staff that are kind of really making it happen for the people who live with us, as well as people who live in the community. So we have 16 certified sites. 15 of them are group homes, traditional as people would think.
Okay.
And we have one that is a freestanding respite facility that provides supports to families, kind of like a hotel. Families are able to check their family member in for a day, a couple days, a week to get a little bit of a break. And we provide the support and take care of their needs while they're with us. We also provide really a continuum of services. Our residential program started in April of 2000, which really is not that long ago.
Right.
It was driven by parents who had our preschool services, that's how we started in the beginning as parents. And so we opened our first home. And throughout that period of time, since April of 2000, we have found that there are more supports that the people who live with us needed, or people who wanted to live successfully in the community needed. So we've expanded to self-direction, ComHab, employment services, as the needs of the people who live with us have evolved and changed.
So it's only been 4 years, and all of these.
April of, did I say 2000? April of 2000.
I'm sorry.
Right,
I thought
24,
okay.
almost 24
yes,
years.
Yes.
Yeah.
But since then, all of these residential areas have.
Yeah, we didn't have any of our respite programs.
Wow.
Now we have an after-school program at BOCES that is vital for people who are trying to work and maintain their jobs, but still need to have specialized care for their family member.
Yeah. How many residents are we talking?
So right now, the people who live with us are 72.
Wow, that's incredible.
And it's changed. It's not the same. When someone comes to live with us, they could be there forever, as Lisa said, throughout their lifespan. But sometimes they have met some of their goals and dreams, and they're now living in the community by themselves, or they're married, they have jobs.
Right.
So our job is to really help people be the best version of themselves they could be, whatever that is.
So that number is fluid, and the residents are fluid.
Yeah.
They may be there for a while, and then
they
gone
move into
somewhere
a
else.
different service, maybe supported employment, or we're helping them find a volunteer experience. People learn to, drive. Yeah.
Now, is there a service or two that you want to highlight since we're here and such things within that scope? Whether it's the the freestanding respite or the day services. Is there something else you want to flesh out for us that might be helpful?
I think that the important piece is that the services that we provide are driven by the individuals that we serve. And so of recent years, Lisa talked about a lot of the changes that have occurred, and there's been a swing in funding, and so self-direction is kind of a new wave of how services are being provided. And we do have a pretty good self-direction program. I think 54 individuals are in our self-direction program, where they have a little bit more ability to drive the funding that comes to them and how the money is spent. And I think that's a really valuable program.
Yeah, that's intriguing that you would offer that for them to kind of be a part of what's happening in their world and how to best allocate those funds and the needs that they have.
The cool part is that it's really, we have developed different collaborations in the community based on the people that we serve. So somebody might have an interest in whether it's a particular church that they want to attend, or they want to pursue music or other skills that they have. And so each person's collaboration and each person's plan is based on where they want to go, where their dream is. And we're helping people to make their dreams a reality.
Oh, that's exciting. That's holistic. It's exciting, and that's wonderful. Friends, I am thrilled today to welcome to our show folks that are a part of the Helping Celebrate Abilities, HCA, in this area, and they're sharing their vision and what this is all about. And again, thank you for being here. And Lisa Kost, Cheryl Gordon, and Julie Henry join us this morning. I turn my attention then now to Julie. And you are part of you're the education director and such things. Can you tell us a little bit about the preschool and the clinic and all of that?
Sure. So at our 18 Broad Street location, we have 4 classrooms there. We run 2 sessions every day. We have a morning and an afternoon. Each one is 3 hours. And we can have up to 18 students in each session. We have children with special needs that are referred through the county and through their local school district. And then for the children without special needs, we partner with our local district at Broad Street. It's Johnson City.
Okay.
And we work with them with their UPK program, and they send us families choose, and they are able to pick from different UPK programs in the area, and sometimes they pick us.
Okay.
And the kiddos come to us for UPK. We also have a location at MacArthur Elementary School.
Okay.
And in that location, we partner with Binghamton UPK, and it's the same setup. That program is a 5-hour program, so it's a little bit longer over there. And we also have a site at Linnaeus West, which has been, up until this point, UPK, but we were able to receive approval from State Ed to also make that an integrated class. So we will begin having some special education students there as well, which is huge because we have a very, very large wait list right now of children in the area who are 3 to 5 and need services, but there haven't been openings for kiddos. And so for us to be able to offer that support to 8 more families in the area is a really big deal.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
So that's what we have going on there.
Now, I see that you do some summer camp kind of thing. Can you kind of tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we offer a 6-week summer camp.
Wow.
And most of our special education students are approved to remain with us for the summer. We are always looking for friends to join us, so we always have openings in summer camp. Reach out if you have a desire to have your kiddo come 3 days a week and hang out with the cool kids at HCA. We do a lot of really fun things. We have water days, and sometimes we have guest visitors come in, and we have some really cool themes that we work on through the summer. Kids have a lot of fun.
No, that's awesome. That sounds fantastic. Are there other services that are provided in your area that you want to highlight?
Sure. So in addition to the UPK program, we also offer a tuition-based program for families in the area who perhaps want their children to have a preschool experience, but maybe aren't qualifying for JCUPK because they don't live in Johnson City or their children are not 4. So we do take children from other districts and as young as 3, and they just come as part of our tuition-based program. And the other part that I wanted to talk about was our clinical services. We also offer related services for children in the areas of occupational, physical therapy, and speech therapy as well. We have a very large list of children that come to our program and receive their services while they're there, or they just come to the program to get to the building to get their therapies.
Right. Oh, I'm impressed. This is really, really exciting. Friends, I am thrilled to introduce again Lisa Kost, Cheryl Gordon, and Julie Henry. They are a part of HCA, which is Helping Celebrate Abilities. I'd like to go back to Lisa, if I could. Is there something, whether it's within HCA or what you do, or maybe it integrates into everything, is there anything you wish the community would know, or that you need, or that you just kind of, boy, if I had a chance to shout it from the mountaintop, just to kind of let our community know about what we're doing? Are there, is there something or a few things that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, I think going back to some of the things I had said earlier, just that we do serve people throughout their entire lifetime, from birth through end of life. You know, so we are not just we're not just a preschool or just serving children, which originally was in our name. So sometimes people think we just have a preschool, but that we're more than that now. We have services to support people throughout their lifespan. The other thing that I would just, I guess, want people to know is if they know somebody that works in an agency like HCA, just to appreciate the work that they do on a daily basis. It's the amount of dedication and caring and compassion that these people show that work at HCA is just, it's amazing. So if you know somebody that works at an agency like HCA, or you know one of our employees, make sure to thank them for what they do every day.
Yes. And let me ask this then, because there may be people that are listening or watching that this sounds intriguing, you know, the holistic approach and the many different things that you offer. What if someone is listening and kind of has a stirring, like, I'd like to find out more about, I could see myself in the picture. What would you recommend to that person to kind of just, who might be seeking employment or this area of work? What would they have to do?
Yeah, they can go right to our website, which is hcaserves.com, and they can apply there. They can contact us if they have questions. We're all more than willing to give them more information about what we do, talk more about the jobs we have open, and how they might fulfill some of those needs that we have.
Awesome. Cheryl, same question. What if you could yell from the mountaintop something about what HCA is all about that you're not sure the community or it really understands or knows? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, I do echo what Lisa says about children. I think for a long time people thought, that we were children's services, and the fact that that's not what we do anymore. And the fact that we really are a support to families throughout their entire life, and that it's valuable to help an individual be able to maintain the connection they have with their family it's really something that's vital to what we do, and make the people have a sense of community, that they really are part of their community and are following whatever their dreams and preferences are.
Yeah, because I would imagine in this work, the tendency perhaps could be to be very narrow, but you're not. Your approach is very broad, multidimensional, holistic, with family and learning and school and all of those kinds of things.
I think there was a period of time that people thought, I'm going to put my child in this group home and that's just going to be it for them.
Yes.
And that's the beginning. It can also be where someone stays there forever, that's fine. But depending on that person's ability to progress and what they want to see for them, it's that whole continuum that's important, to be able to build the supports to make them really succeed at life.
Yes. yeah, and that takes a broad approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have
Please.
examples of that. We have people that had once lived in the developmental center and came to us and lived in a group home and now are living independently in the community.
How great is that?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And wouldn't have happened without that kind of approach.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If you look at what people can't do, that's kind of where they are. If you try to figure out what people can do, then you're seeing where they can go.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do. We want to see where can they go, where can somebody go? What can they do?
Yeah.
And not focus so much on what maybe a limitation might be. We all have limitations.
Sure. But that can do then really requires the community coming together and those
Yes.
other areas that are going to support that
So
person.
I guess if there's another one thing I wish
Yes,
that people
please.
would think of would be, is there a way maybe where they're working or in a business that they own, that maybe there'd be room to, give us a call and say, hey, I could use some help with, or maybe somebody could be involved in, or if there was different people who have artists or different life experiences that they would like to share with somebody, we'd love to pair them with an individual who has a similar life experience.
Yeah. It takes a community.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that is awesome. Julie, what about you? Is there anything that whether it's in your in what you do in such things or with the agency as a total, is there something that you wish people knew in the community that they might not know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it all falls back on what Lisa and Cheryl have already said. With the family-centered and individual-centered approach, and when you have a 3 or 4-year-old that comes into program that maybe has never been on a school bus or has maybe never been in a preschool program, it can be slightly terrifying for parents and for the child until they get comfortable with the program. But we offer a lot of family support for our families. Our teachers are always in touch with our families, and we're able to offer family events where people can come together with their children and be in an environment that is judgment-free, if I can borrow a phrase from someone else. We had a Christmas party recently at the Shore Firehouse stage, and the feeling was just so completely relaxed from our families. They weren't worried about how other people might see their children.
Yeah.
They just knew they were in an environment of acceptance and relaxation, and the kids could just be who they are and enjoy every second of all of it. And that's what we go for. That's really that connection that we like to make. And then that, I feel, translates into when they move on from us and they access the other services HCA has to offer. That feeling kind of starts with us and continues throughout until they're adults.
Awesome. Thank you. Again, we are joined today with Lisa Kost, Cheryl Gordon, and Julie Henry from HCA, Helping Celebrate Abilities. And I would like to ask a question that I ask my hosts, our guests a lot. And what is it that gets you out of bed in the morning to do this work? And what is it at times that nights are tough and that keeps you up at night as you do this work? Because not everyone can do this work. There's no doubt about that. But I'll start with you, Lisa, as to how would you answer that?
Yeah, I think what gets you up in the morning to keep doing the work is when you see the progress of the children, when you see like the smiles on the faces of the people that we provide services to in the community with their with their with the people that work with them,
Yes.
and you see them enjoying life and working towards their as Cheryl said, dreams and goals in life. Like when you see them do that, and just it's really like the smiles that you see, I guess, and the progress.
Yes.
As far as what would keep me up at night, so I guess going back through the COVID time period, which is a highlight, is really making sure that you're keeping people safe. That is what would keeps me up at night. We're entrusted with the care of people, and there's a lot that goes into that, and trying to make sure that people are safe.
Yeah. The idea of Yeah, and trusting, they're trusting all of us to do the right thing, make the right choices, provide a good environment and such.
Yeah.
So, Cheryl, what about you?
So, very similar.
Yeah.
I really think it's the successes. It's
Yeah,
the seeing, it might be a little success, but maybe somebody being able to go out into the community, which hasn't done that before, and had a successful dinner in the community, and really enjoying that. Or it could be something big, like they learn to drive.
Yeah.
So the successes, what keeps me up then is when we miss that mark. You know, I like it when we can help people really achieve what they can, but when something doesn't quite go the way we'd like, it's figuring out what's the next step.
Yeah.
You know, how are we going to turn that around so people are safe, but still are given the dignity of risk to be able to accomplish things in their life. And I think balancing those two things, safety and dignity of risk, is what keeps me up every night.
Yeah. I like that dignity of risk because that most likely would not happen without doing what you folks do.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Thank you. Julie, what about you? What gets you out of bed in the morning to do the work you do, and what might keep you up at night?
So I think my position is rather lucky in that I get to see all of the kiddos every day. So I used to be a teacher and I'd have just my class, but now in the position I'm in, I get to see all the kiddos. I can go into all the classrooms. I can see all the wonderful things that happen. I can see the smiles that everybody's talking about, but I can also, just from my office, I can hear the shrieks of laughter. And I mean, sometimes there's tears too, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to say more often they're singing and laughing and yes, you did it, and that kind of stuff. And that's really what drives us. I think it drives all of us in this field. And as far as what keeps me up at night is knowing that there's so many kiddos that need the services that we just don't have the openings for them yet, but we keep plugging away and doing our thing to try to get there and get more spots and evaluations for kiddos that need it, and help for parents if they're questioning is my child, developing according to milestones, is everything okay, I feel like something's going a little bit different and maybe it's not quite right, how do they get the services they need, and just being able to help everybody access that when they need it.
Yeah. We have about a minute left.
Okay.
But I want to give you the last word.
Okay.
So in 15, 20 seconds, I'll give each of you, is there anything else that you want to say that you haven't said, or something you want to promote or share with our listeners and viewers?
I would just say if you want to learn more about HCA, you're interested in working at HCA, or you just want to see what we do, check out our website, check out our social media pages. We're always posting information about what we do. We're posting information about how to advocate for the services we provide, and you get to see a lot of the smiles because we like to share those.
Yeah, awesome. Cheryl, last words?
Well, sometimes people want to know what they can do to help, and we're always in need of support. And one of our upcoming, we have our Tasteful Day fundraiser that's coming on the 23rd, I think, 23rd, right?
Okay.
In February, and so that's a good way to help support and also have a little bit of fun. So encourage people to do that.
Awesome. Julie?
And they can find out more about our agency too. If they come to that, where all of us are willing to talk about what we do. Any given time, we're all willing to talk about what we do. And we always need help in the preschool program. We definitely are always looking for people.
Awesome. Lisa, Cheryl, Julie, thank you. And thank you for the work that you do and continue to do, because the community is blessed. So thank you so much. Friends, have a great day and be kind to one another.